Hi. I fucked up the transition. My bad. I had the wrong stream key set. I'm not late. I was sitting here and I was actually talking. You're not even looking at me. I was actually talking to everybody and nobody was saying anything. Don't worry about all the plastic. I'm trying to hide the body right now. I gotta grab my cup out of the other room. Be right back. What's up, nerds? Hello. Hi. Today's show was intense. Yeah, we had there was a lot to cover on the review tonight. What's up, Solid? I was like, up dog in here? What's up, dog? We usually get to watch Ronnie get a drink and sit down. Yeah, so I had the wrong... For some reason, YouTube reset my stream key, which it normally doesn't do. But here we are. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Close. Turn on. Head. Don't do that. I'm not a fan of spiders, man. I don't like spiders. My slippers are back there, though. Ronnie needs to clean his room. It's fine. I mean, the gym is a wreck right now. I'm having some drywall work done. Turn that off. I hang out with you guys for a little bit before I play tonight. I'm just not. I'm not motivated to game all that much tonight. So we can sit and chat for a little bit if you'd rather. Hey Ronnie, I hope you're also well, sir. Dude, I'm always good. You know, some of the days suck, but by and large, grand scheme, it's all gonna be good, man. You know, when you get your next guest on, Ron, bro? Next week. Next week we'll have another guest in house. Really excited for this one. Pink mist and bourbon sounds nice. I'm gonna make a bourbon. I got a beer, but Colorado Gun Owners Association, the guy that runs that, sent me another bourbon, and I'm really excited. So I'm going to go get that. Do you think drones will be banned? No. No, nobody wants to ban drones because of how effective they are. All the countries would fight that. Seriously. That'd be like banning cruise missiles. And to be quite honest, you know, we're looking at drones. The brutality of drones is a different level, right? But in a certain way, I feel like there's still how much different is it from a long range round from a sniper rifle? You know what I mean? What's different is we have that very up close video. The end result is maim, death, right? Where I think the biggest thing to talk about, outside of just the general impact of drones in the battle space, is what it does to the individual, right? It gamifies war for the operator. You know what I mean? So from a certain perspective, the operator is so far separated from that destruction that's taking place, it almost gamifies it. Gamifying war is actually one of the big issues that I've always had with like NAFO. Like I've just never been a fan of that. You can be generally supportive, but still not meme war. There are some of the best times I've ever had were in a designated combat zone, so I can kind of understand the dark humor, right? But memeing it, I've never understood that. Not a big fan of it. What's your opinion on the situation in the Middle East? That's a loaded question. Old TV guided missiles are just as brutal. Yeah. I mean, the Reapers dropping Hellfires and stuff, right? But what you're seeing that propagate throughout the ranks now. you know. Anyway, here's that bourbon that I've got to try. I've already had some of it, so it's not really trying it. But I forgot my cup. I have this dope little glass. War bad, peace good. War violence solves more problems than people give it credit for. I mean, it really does. Is that a pre-built? The PC? Yes. Yeah, that one came from StinceBuilt, my PC partner. I have built every PC I've ever run up until that one. Like button is free. It certainly is, and I do appreciate, a little bit of a tickle. You can use your fingers, you can use your toes, you can use your weenus, or you can use your pinky. Just tap on that for me. Jam with the viewers today, boss man. We can, if you guys want to join the Discord. Try and get you in here somehow. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to play yet. I might just want to sit here and just chat. It's been a long week. It's been a really long week, and I'm not used to this kind of a schedule. So we're doing all the promotional stuff for the TV show, and like it's been back-to-back interviews during the day. I had another one today. And it's really just me saying the same shit over and over again, which is cool because each of these different publications that want information on the TV show, they all want the same information because one publication's readers and viewers might not be paying attention to, what another one says. But that is, I'm continuously surprised at each of the different phases of all of this. April 22nd? Yeah, John. Yeah. Late to the game. How's mom? Mom's good. She's able to get out and about, but people have to you still have to pick her up. She can't drive yet. She's still on a bunch of narcotics, man. When is the show on the air? The show's on the air April 22nd. There are the commercials for it are already hitting the History Channel. So if you have cable and you're watching the History Channel, you'll likely run into one of our commercials. But I did find out some more detail on where else it's available. So it'll also be available on the website and in the app the next day. So if you're not able to watch it on the night of the 22nd, according to the materials that they gave me, it'll be available in the app and on the website the next day. I'm curious, have they banned any more military equipment during the years? I know of gas being banned. Based on what criteria did they ban it for? Brutality? Yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's the equipment that gets banned. It depends on how you look at that, I guess. Right? Because all, or at least most, like when you talk about the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons, which regulates the use of incendiaries. We have that conversation a lot when it comes to both phosphorus and the magnesium-based one that Russia likes to use. When you launch it from a ground-based platform, technically you're inside of a loophole for using incendiaries, right? All you have to do is be able to make the argument that you're engaging military targets. So phosphorus is technically, you can use that against military targets, and people just don't understand that. Anyway. But there's a whole lot of people that'll typically take what's banned and they'll look at it from a very binary perspective. But there's loopholes and all kinds of shit. I got a kick you called the turd on the tank of Blast. Well, that's what it is, man. It doesn't. I don't give a shit who's driving a T-Series tank. It's a rocket. The turret becomes a rocket. It doesn't matter to me if it's, Russians driving it or somebody else. It's a piece of shit tank. It's a shitty tank, man. If it sends your crew into orbit when it gets hit, that is a bad tank. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't give a shit how good it works when it's not sending people into orbit If that's what happens when it gets hit, it's not protecting its crew, right? And then the cost to train a crew is going to typically be around about, if not more than, the cost of the tank. That's why people wonder why Ukraine and why Russia both target tank crews so heavily with FPV drones. What they're doing is they are forcefully taking the crew out of the scenario, because you could just get them a new tank. Just get them a new tank. But if you rapidly retrain a crew, but since you just killed all the crew, if you, over a baseline, if you continue to rapidly cut corners and train crews, then across that baseline, your crews are less capable. I don't know. Hey, Ronnie, so I can tell you there are countries in Europe that are taking a very proactive approach to innovating the use of capabilities of drones and countermeasures to defeat them. So is the U.S. I think, but, you know, again, so many people are separated from what's actually taking place behind the scenes, right? Because we wrap, as a society, our head around what we see, and that's the only reality. Josh and I make fun of people all the time for this, because somebody will say, hey, this happened. And somebody's like, video, or it didn't happen. Like, well, I was there. I'm telling you it happened. You know what I mean? The same thing with drone capabilities. Just to really hone in on a specific thing. We are absolutely, creating new capabilities to defeat drones. Wayne shared with me a very, very big capability that the U.S. just refuses to give Ukraine. Like, that would change. It would change the dynamic of the entire battle space, but they can't, because A, it's so limited. There are so few of them, but B, in order to employ it appropriately, it has to be. There's a heavy risk of it being compromised, and it's a highly technical capability. But Wayne was sharing that with me specifically. Is they've got this capability that massively changes the use of drones. And Ukraine, or really anybody that's operating it, their ability to track and destroy. That's all I'm going to say. Track and destroy the drones. Just putting that out there. You think AI will be used soon? I don't know. I don't pay attention much to AI. I'm not one of those folks that's like. I'm fully convinced that we're making our way to Skynet. I'm just saying. Aim for the joints and any hydraulics on machines specifically. When everyone around the world talks about T-Series tanks performing in the Turret Olympics or tank designers, yeah, it's ass. It's an ass. Like, what a terrible fucking tank. Seriously. The first time that happened, they should have been like, hold on a second. Is this going to be like a regular thing? Because if so, we need to go back to the drawing board. The benefits that you get of the auto loader are not enough for the fucking turret flying off of it. There's a reason that we train our loaders to 7-second reloads. All right, a buddy of mine was a tank commander, right? We train our loaders to beat the auto loader. And they do. Like, if you watch videos of loaders, 7 seconds, if I understand, is their bare minimum. That's what they got. They got to beat 7 seconds. They're in pieces all over Ukraine. They're garbage fucking tanks. I think it's dumb to continue to use those. Fastest load I ever seen loaded in an Abrams tank was 4.6. That's fast. Those rounds aren't light. How much does like a heat round? How much does that weigh for any tankers? Do we have any tankers in the chat? Russia's just getting rid of old shit. Well, I mean, yeah. So's the United States right now. That's all it is. Just getting rid of our old stuff, replacing it with new, and then, we have an entirely rebuilt, set of equipment. 53.4 pounds, and they're grabbing it like this, flipping it over, and shoving it into it in 4 seconds. Which tank is your favorite? I don't know enough about tanks to have a favorite, to be honest with you. I think from like a sexiness perspective, the Merkava just looks like the sexiest sleek line tank for some reason to me. I don't know what it is about the Merkava. You know, the Abrams awesome. You know, it looks cool. But like there's just the lines on a Merkava are dope. Put some chest on you. Oh, I mean that's shoulders. Because again, you're moving it like this. Merkava has a cool aesthetic. Yeah, it does. Poland just bought a bunch of K2 tanks from... the K2 looks cool as well. Favorite gun that I own? Oh, that brings up a cool trip. So, the first week of May, there's not going to be any streams. Like at all. At all. Because I'm going to take a road trip. First of all, I love road trips. I'd love to drive. Ever since I got my driver's license, I would go. The most recent road trip I took was when we went to DDP's place and did DDPY, DDP's yoga program. But I'm going to take a road trip. And I'm going to go out to Colorado and meet with the National Association for Gun Rights. We're going to start to get into a little bit of the advocacy game at Funker. So I'm driving out there, and I'm going to be out there for like a week. What kind of dip? No, it's like the little nicotine pouches. Well, what's going to be cool is I'm going to take the kadex. You see it on the ground there in the bottom left. I'm going to take the kadex because those guys are actually really accomplished long-range shooters. And they're going to teach me some long-range basics. Oh, did you guys see the video from the Hardhead trip? Hardhead Veterans trip? Fuck. Yeah, there we go. That's a good video. The Car 21? No. Canadian gun? Nice. Yeah. So the reason I got that is for a trip that we're going to have either in June or October. We're going to go up and shoot with Rob Furlong. So for those that don't know who Rob Furlong is, the Funker team, the entire Funker team. Well, I shouldn't say the entire. There's only enough room for 4 of us to go because we also have to bring a videographer. But it's going to be Josh, myself, Scott, Funker, and Will. We're going to go up and shoot with Rob Furlong. Rob either currently or previously held the record for the longest kill in combat. Canadian sniper. He runs Rob Furlong's Marksmanship Academy. We're going to go up there, and I mean, we're going to be doing slant angle shooting, like harnessed into a mountainside. We're going to be doing chopper inserts, basically going up there to document his capability top to bottom at Rob Furlong's Marksmanship Academy. Really excited. He's also going to come on the podcast. We have our podcast next guest scheduled. He'll be out here next week. Silver Star, 3 Purple Hearts, Special Forces Sergeant Major. Good dude all around. He's going to sleep in my basement. We're going to snuggle. But we also have, a friend of mine, Zach. You guys know Zach. He's going to come on the podcast. He actually has a hell of a backstory. So, veteran with a sign. You guys know him. If you don't, just go to his Instagram. You'll immediately recognize him. He's got a hell of a background, hell of a story. There's an old video of a Marine giving like a no shit moto speech, and he is just hyping his dudes up. Well, that's Zach's commander, or his XO, or his sergeant major, or something. That was part of Zach's leadership. He also introduced me to Tyler Vargas Andrews. He's going to come on the podcast. He's like 30 miles from me. So what I've been doing over the last like couple months, just to keep talking about this stuff, because this is really like, this is where I was hoping that I'd be able to take my career. What I've been doing is really trying to capture as many different stories as I can to help bring some expertise in. My military service was like 25% of my career. Most of my career focus has been in, cyber and threat intelligence. But what I want to do is I want to have these perspectives from all over the globe, from every walk of warfare, whether it be the dude kicking in a door or the dude dropping a hellfire from a Reaper. I want all of it because it's a very selfish path that I'm trying to put myself on in learning. Like, I just want to learn. And in the process of that, if I can throw up a camera, and while I am learning about all these different perspectives and capabilities and stories and situations that people found themselves in and their why, if in the process of me learning that, I can bring people along, that's fucking awesome. I want a drone specialist. I thought I had one. I thought I fucking had one, and I think we can still get him. But very much so, one. And I think it'd be super interesting to bring him in. Where I'm really running into a challenge right now is being able to manage the administrative back end, the technical, the planning, and the kind of movement forward on everything. So it's kind of it's going slower than I thought it was going to go, especially after we launched the first episode. I thought it was going to be a little bit more like back to back to back, because I have a list of like 20 people that want to come on to the Funker 530 show. The problem is getting them scheduled, making sure we're doing improvements to tech. Just there's an entire administrative infrastructure behind that. Anyway, any ranges that do shooting in the dark, like night vision range? Yeah, I'll be doing some night vision stuff with NAGR in Colorado. They said to make sure I brought my nods. I got my nods back there. I'll go get them. But I gotta reset my rifle for night vision. Right now, it's not set up to shoot at night because you need a laser for passive aiming. And on my rifle, I run a LPVO with a piggyback dot. I can't go get it because YouTube. Anyway, here's my night setup. Yeah. I also ordered some new stuff. This is my new helmet. Pretty excited about it. Oh, I gotta attach the leads and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a bunch of night shooting and stuff. That'll be fun. That the new light? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Exclamation point HHV. Yeah, made in America. Did you guys, I asked the question earlier, did you guys watch the factory tour of HHV over on the vlog channel? Give us the list of stuff in chat you have on that helmet. I need to do a video for the helmet. So I did a video on the last helmet that has literally everything. And that, it's essentially all of the same equipment just on the new American-made helmet. In fact, I can pull that video up. So it's on the vlog. Here, it's this video. So basically, and I think in the description, yeah, in the description, everything that I have is right in there. Oh, damn it, skip it. So all of the same equipment on that is on my new helmet. And all of the links to all the stuff. Same shit. I just moved it from one helmet to another. Here's that video. All right, I got FJB. It's DJB. D. But, hey, you know. Amazing quality helmets. So, I mean, I got in, when I posted the full length vlog on YouTube, one of the first comments was like, I just want to know how it performs against the other ones. And Josh, Josh from Funker, he is actually like a senior person at HHV, right? He can't say this, but I can. It outperforms, I don't want to say all, but at least the ones that Josh shared with me. I'm not going to give you the specifics, but it outperforms some of those that have like major military contracts. The light does specifically. And that testing isn't done in some dude's backyard, right? People just want to see like an influencer shoot it or some shit. That's not how you test armor. And more specifically, it's not how you test helmets, because there's no fucking helmet NIJ certification. There isn't one. It doesn't exist. Most helmets are built to the NIJ 3A standard, but there isn't a helmet certification. Like it doesn't exist. So people ask dumb questions like, is that helmet NIJ certified? No. Neither is OpsCore, because there isn't one. The price of the helmet? The price of the ATE Lite, I think they have it marked down right now. I think it's like $900 for the helmet. The Gen 2 is like $600. So for the American-made ATE Lite, $300 more, something like that. But the Gen 2 is about to go away. And the Gen 3s, which are already being manufactured, I just couldn't show you that on the video. Those are already being manufactured. Those are also going to be made here in the States as well. I still think it'd be awesome for you to go to WOCs. Technically, I'm still a WOC. I'm still technically a warrant officer candidate. Yeah. I might get out this year, though. Again, my military career, I never really focused on progression in my military career. I enjoy just being wearing the uniform still. I like PMCS in trucks. I like leading, teaching young soldiers. I like being tasked with the bullshit, cleaning out content. I don't mind that shit. I'm technically still a warrant officer candidate. I just don't know if I want to re-up it, kind of double back down like that again. Especially, I was more motivated to do that before we had the new baby. You know what I mean? My civilian career, this is actually something I've never really talked about. My civilian career progressed really fast. And I really set aside my military career for a long time. I was a portfolio manager with a defense contractor by the time I was 27. I really heavily focused on that. And that was without a degree. Because I was doing some of the coolest shit I've ever done was as a contractor. And I never really cared to progress further on the military side, because I started my career as reserve. I have about 5 years total worth of active duty, I think. But that's ADOS type stuff like that. This is all on my website, all on the bios and stuff that are out there. But I just never cared. My first deployment I ended up, filling a position quite a few ranks above my rank at the time. My second deployment, I filled an 04 billet, right? Yeah, it is what it is, man. I've just never wanted to really focus on that progression, because I was always focused on my civilian career, because that was what was bringing home the bacon. That's what was keeping a roof over our heads. And for the longest time, it was, no, I don't want to go to that school. No, I don't want to go to NCOAS because I've got, 60 employees. Now, once I left defense contracting to do this full time, to do the Funker show, to do like the TV show, all this stuff, then I was like, well, I could take some time to refocus that. Then we found out about the new baby, and I don't know if I want to double back down. I don't know. It's still a question mark that I have outstanding. Caliber and model year kadex, that is the R7 SHP and 6.5 Creedmoor. I found it used, but it was used with no rounds through it, so used. Hey, Kim. So, hey, just so you guys know, we have a celebrity in the chat. Kimmy Cola holds the world record for, what is it, the loudest burp? Is that what that is? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. I also went to high school with her. I know a celebrity, and that's fucking dope. Just a heads up. Yeah, world record holder in the chat right now. You're a dealer for kadex in Canada? Hell yeah. 107.3 decibels. I've had guns that were quieter than that. That's awesome. That's so loud. Hold on, what does that compare to? What does that compare to? This is turning into a just chatting stream, and I'm into it. 107. Why don't I have... What does that compare to? Decibel level comparison chart from Yale. A mower. That's as loud as a lawnmower. Jesus. That's so fucking loud, dude. As loud as a motorcycle? I don't think it's as loud as my bike. My bike's loud as shit. The only reason I'm talking about I haven't moved it in like months, and I had to move it today because I'm having drywall work done here and in the garage. And the back tire's flat, the battery's dead, but it made me want to like fix it up. I've got a nice bike. It's a street bob with, you know, white walls on it. Oh man, so good. Setting a perimeter. It's so loud. Man, I really got to move. Like, I'm so far away from my mic on this new desk setup. It's something that's been bothering me. You're a walking OSHA violation. Need like Ear Pro anywhere you are. What's a grenade in decibels? Well, pain in your ear begins at 125. So we're starting to get close to like needing better earplugs than 3M at that point. Just watch the YouTube video. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway. It's good to see you, Kim. Where can I watch the new episode you and Rudy did? So the new episode isn't out yet. It doesn't air until April 22nd. But if you were to Google military mysteries, we'll do that. The website is actually up now, so you can go to the website. You can go to... you can watch the preview. This is the preview.
So everything about this story is one big mystery.
In the fog of war, military mysteries are born. Is this viral video of an aerial combat real or fake?
I'm Ronnie Adkins, former U.S. Army intelligence analyst.
I'm Rudy Reyes, recon Marine War veteran. Our mission.
So, at the end of that, recon Marine War veteran, he actually says, "Oorah!" I fucking lost it. I'm closing Helldivers. I don't feel like playing that right now. And I lost it when we were filming, so that's probably why they didn't include that.
Investigate the battlefield's strangest images, sounds, and come up with answers.
The proof is out there. Military Mysteries premieres Monday, April 22nd at 10.
Like, I almost pissed myself laughing. But there's also, like, if you were interested to read about Rudy's background, so they've got, like, his whole bio here. Hello? What's going on? Oh, there we go. His whole bio here, which is just... Dude, this is one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. Like, I did an interview today with military.com, and all I did is fucking talk about Rudy. He's such a genuine, good human being. And there's so many not that people that I've run into over the last 2 years. This is a human to throw all of your support behind. 100%, top to bottom, no questions asked. He's the man. That is the guy right there. They have a bio up there for me as well, but this I strongly recommend reading into the background of this dude. Like, no shit. Is that Rudy off SAS Who Dares Wins? Yes, more accurately, that is Rudy off of Generation Kill. But such a good dude. Eventually, I'd assume under the episodes tab is where you'll be able to find all the episodes and shit. But it's just kind of wild that it's all coming to fruition now. Like 2 years worth of work has gone into this shit, man. And I'm nervous. I mean, I have, very early in my career, I was asked to man the Cyber Command JOC, Joint Operations Center, Intel Watch. I had to brief General Alexander. Keith Alexander is one of the smartest fucking people in the world. And at 21 years old, I had to brief that dude. I've never been called on my bullshit faster than by, forced Keith Alexander. Why won't this work? There we go. I'm more nervous about this than that. I thought he looked familiar to Generation Kill. Yeah, he played himself in Generation Kill. 100% one of the best looking humans ever. Yeah. Yeah, it's disturbing. It's disturbing. One of the first days, I'll give you a story about Rudy and how much of an awesome human being he is. So I'm pretty lean. I'm about 9% body fat. I was once really fat, like really big. But at that point in time when we were filming, I was like 11, 12%, something like that. Well, it was like day 3 after meeting him. He was like, hey, let's work out together. I see you work out a lot. I work out a lot. I was like, yeah, go fucking figure. 52-year-old monster. And, I'm in there in the gym and, he's dancing around doing his shadow boxing thing. And he was like, let's take a picture together. Because we're both shirtless. We're probably listening to some 80s music. It's an absolute vibe in there. So we take this shirtless picture together and send it to the executive producers. Rudy does. He sends it to the executive producer with some kind of caption like, 2, I don't know, badasses or something. I'm just like, why the fuck did I take a shirt? It's not a good photo. It'll never see the light of day. I've got it still on my phone. It'll never, ever, ever see the light of day. Because he's still that in shape. Like, seriously. Good at shut up. What's up, Shoe Nice? He was great in that football movie? What? I don't think he was in a football movie. Oh, next week I'm going to be, not next week, the week after. So the 23rd through the 25th. Rudy and I will be on Drinkin' Bros. So if you guys listen to or watch Drinkin' Bros podcast, fire that up. We'll be on an episode of that as well. Pretty excited about that one. Gulf War vet? Dude, I didn't know that. It's kind of crazy. That's like the OG right there. Why are you here? Why are you... That's weird. But it's nice. It's cool. Hey, man. Do you talk about Ukraine? We did in the last, in the Funker stream, the combat footage review. Yeah. Keep it for memory, for your eyes only. No, that'll never see the light of. Because again, I mean, I'm pretty lean in it. I'm like 11 or 12% body fat, and then you got Rudy standing next to me. I'm like, no. Nope. I mean, the History Channel episode. There are, I want to say, 2 stories that are covered specific to Ukraine, and that's actually one of the reasons that it took so long to air. In the time span of it like being filmed originally and then, you know, getting ready to air, shit changed so much that we had to redo shit. Like I had to redo voiceover work. You know what I mean? You'll understand when you watch the show, which is so imperfect. Like maybe it's just me. I'm my biggest critic. I think everybody should be their biggest critic. None of you can judge me more than I judge myself. But it's so imperfect. But when you watch, the way it works and what it is Rudy and I introduce like the mystery. You know what I mean? So we introduce it, and then experts, like actual experts. I'm not an expert in anything. I don't want to be. Not my thing. I don't want to be an expert at all. But actual experts then break down, nuance and context to each of the individual videos or each of the individual mysteries. But between that, there's also voiceover work that has to be done. Well, there's a specific story that changed so much that we actually had to go back and redo a bunch of shit. Like, I just did that like 3 months ago. Zach, it's been a long time, buddy. I know all about TV production. I don't. And I got yelled at a lot. I got yelled at a whole fucking lot because I just didn't know what I was doing. No idea what I was doing, right? The story I typically tell for that one is they needed to... God, I'm such a fucking idiot. They needed to move like a set prop. The continuity is a big deal. Anyway, they need to move a set prop, and somebody was like, "Hey, we need to move that thing over." I don't remember if it was something small or if it was like one of the boxes, but I was like, "I got it." And I'm thinking I'm being fucking helpful. I get up to I move this thing, and holy shit, I have never been berated more. They're like, "What are you doing?" There is a guy or gal that is their only fucking job, and it is a union job. And if you do that, you are removing their ability to do their job. Like, you are taking their work away from them. That is their function and focus. And it was at that point that I really understood just how many jobs go into the development of this. Like, as a host, it typically gets all thrown back. I'm not trying to deflect or anything. I'm just saying there are a lot of fucking people that are very, very heavily invested in just 1 minute of television programming. I never could have guessed that. Never could have. I know that, doing stuff on YouTube, I know that there's a lot that goes into that. But when it comes to TV, holy shit, dude. There's a guy whose function and focus is only focus. Like they call it rack. That dude just sits there with a little knob, and all he does is just make sure it's like within just the tiniest things that the right thing is in focus. And it's the strategy behind it is so crazy. Like, at a certain pan from the action camera guy, he'll rack it. So much, man. Greatest mod on YouTube. Mosen is awesome. Mosen is also the producer of the Funker 530 podcast. He is our Jamie. All he does is sit there and giggle while we're talking right now. New Fallout series on Amazon's gonna. When is that release? I was under the impression that was out because somebody made a comment about it not too long ago, and it made me feel like it was out already. Hope you guys are okay with not playing games right now. I just don't fucking feel like it. I don't want to. I'm tired. It's out now? It's out? All right, I know what I'm watching tonight. I'm soccer dad in the morning, and we got a 3-hour drive to just go watch my kid absolutely embarrass a bunch of other kids. Like, I grew up playing a lot of sports. I was always okay at all of them, but holy shit, it is something else. I've shared a couple videos like on Twitter of her just burning dudes, girls, just fucking takes off. Chill, bro. What's going on? You guys picking fights? Pick a fight with me. Don't pick a fight with each other. I don't know if you're serious or not. Who knows? Do they keep score up here? They stop keeping score in kids' games? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's winners and losers. Uh-huh. Certainly. Ronnie, what make is that bourbon? All right, so let's talk about the bourbon. So this is Burrell bourbon. And you see that seal up there? That's from Taylor Rhodes. So Taylor, one of the largest human beings I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm a very average size, top to bottom, back to front human being, like just average, top, all of it. Taylor is a literal mountain. He dwarfs Josh, and Josh is like 6'5". Anyway, Taylor is a master bourbon taster, and he every so often will select, like hand select a bourbon and send it out to me. He also runs the Colorado Gun Owners Association, or he's a senior member of it. I think he runs it though. And he's a member of the National Association for Gun Rights right here. All around fantastic dude. Strongly recommend checking his stuff out over on Twitter. He's new boot goofing. I don't even know what that fucking means. Quite good. Watched all of Fallout yesterday. Ain't too bad. Oh, good. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I was real. Fallout was one of my games when I haven't played Fallout in a long time, but that was one of my favorites. Ever had? No, I haven't had that mythic. Well, you're already wearing your soccer shorts. Listen. So there's going to be this like exclusive live podcast with Rudy and I, leading right up to the show, and I used the Funker account and went in there and set the expectation early. I wonder if I can find it, but they already have, like, you know how when I schedule the streams, like it'll allow you to start commenting. They already have that shit up, so I used the Funker account to set it to kind of set the tone. It went in there and said, "Question for Ronnie: is he wearing pants or silkies? Because I'm 100% going to be wearing these bad boys." I don't give a shit. I was wearing silkies the whole time we were filming. I just wasn't allowed to like show them. I got to bounce. Keep doing what you do. Con. Thank you. We'll see you, buddy. You just unlocked ads on your YouTube channel? Hell yeah. What was the funniest moment of your military career? Well, first deployment. I don't have any cool deployment stories. I have funny deployment stories. First deployment, we're all sitting around, and this would have been 2013 in Kabul. So we're all sitting around inside of like our little work office, and this colonel runs in, and she was like, hey, they're setting off fireworks outside. And we were like, what the fuck? Why would they be setting off? And we all go running outside, and we just see tracer fire everywhere. Just like the sky is lit up with tracer fire. So we're like, it's happening. There had been, bolos for all kinds of bad shit that was going to happen. So we're manning our posts, and I've got my position. You had like a security internal security element, right? You had to volunteer for. So I'm one of those. I had my spot. I had my sector, and I'm covering it, and I'm gung ho. I'm like, wow, I would have been 22 at the time. I'm like, let's fucking go. Turns out Afghanistan had just beaten somebody in like the World Cup, and it was just the whole city was just shooting their guns off in the air. That's all it was. So we're all, I'm wearing like shorts in my plate carrier. I've got an old photo of me in shorts and a plate carrier and my rifle, and that's all it was. Just, fucking celebratory fire because they beat somebody in soccer. That comes to mind though when somebody asks me about a fun story. There was the time, the second deployment, that we had to fly bag money around the country, though. That's always fun. Terrifying. It's scary flying around like 40, 60, however much it was. We did it a couple times. $1,000 just in a backpack. So we would run the bounty programs. Our team would. Because ultimately, that's an information operation, right? The bounty programs, hey, we'll pay you for information. That's an information operation. So anytime somebody gave us information that led us to kill capture of some dickhead, we would have to then take the money out and fly it to their location. But they told us you have to go in civilians. You have to wear civilian clothes. Well, okay. Do we leave our plate carriers behind? They're like, no, you have to wear that too. So we're in like multicam issued plate carriers with jeans and, you know, a t-shirt with issued ACH flying on some puddle jumper propeller plane with like $40,000-$60,000 in a backpack. Crazy shit. Hello from Manila, Philippines. You know they're running Cope Thunder? What the fuck is Cope Thunder? Those A10s are real beasts. More power to your streams. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, Robbie. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. There. Who knows? Scrolling back through the chat. 3-hour drive will take your energy clean out. Well, I'm driving all the way to the meetup with NAGR. That's like 23 hours. And the reason I want to do that is, dude, I don't like flying with guns. Like, I hate it so much. Somebody's gonna finger my gun, and I just don't want that. Like, there's no guarantee you get your gun back, like at all. Guns get lost with TSA all the time. You know, I'd rather drive 23 hours than fly with a gun. You know, so I'm gonna have a couple with me. I'm gonna have the general purpose AR, basically the one that's set up for night stuff. It'll have the laser on it. LS221. It'll have the 340 Vampire. Basically the one that I did a video on. So it breaks down the rifle top to bottom, all of its capabilities. I'm going to have my nods. I'm going to have the kadex. I'm going to have probably the 320 with me. I'm not flying with all that bullshit. 23 hours is that's an audiobook. That's what that is. Right now I'm rereading Gates of Fire for like the 1,000th time. We threw a can of air duster in a 55-gallon drum barrel. Ronnie is fly all the time with competition gun, 30K worth. You do? Yeah. I mean, I know. I've flown with, you know, my guns plenty of times. I just don't like to. It's an ass pain. The last time I flew with one, it took 45 minutes from once I walked in the door to get to security. And 44 of those minutes were spent with the teller or with the lady at the desk that needed to open and close the case every 2 minutes to check something, right? And then somebody else would come and they would open the case and close it. And I'm like, guys. I don't even know what you're talking about, Daddy E. I should have got my pilot's license. Yeah, then you could just fly me. That'd be cool. But I'll be up in your neck of the woods for that trip to Rob. Anyway, Rob's affiliated with Kadex. I think that's how we ended up talking about Canadians and Kadex. You know what I found interesting? So something that really interested me. People give Canadians a lot of shit for their gun laws. But there are so many fucking loopholes that they have in their laws. They can have SBRs, right? I happen to know a Canadian that has a Vector SBR. He didn't have to register that shit. Didn't have to pay a $200 tax for no reason. Sole purpose of that is quite literally an impediment of being able to have it. Like, that's literally why that tax, the NFA tax, was put in place, is to keep people from being able to pay it, because at the time it was super expensive. $200 back when the NFA was put in place was a lot of money. That fundamentally meets the definition of infringement. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to get political. I mean, I don't mind getting political. I don't give a shit. That's what that is. So, yeah. Kind of fucked up. British Columbia, you can buy a Vector at a gas station. What? Joke flew completely. Probably. I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm pretty dumb. Nobody said I was smart, man. I also haven't eaten today, and I'm like, you know, like a double in on my bourbon right now, and my beer too. And we're chatting. It's Friday. Got a long drive in the morning, but drink water. You'll be fine. If it's not a law in 1791, it should not be illegal now. Yeah, I'm here for it. I love it when people come at me with like the whole militia thing too. It's like, wow, you can't read. It says the people, like right after that. Like it says that. Like if you're going to say that, then look at that, right? The right of the people. So what are the people now? The people are the militia. Eat. Please stay safe. I mean, I've had protein shakes and stuff before and after both workouts today. I'm good. Pineapple on pizza is gross unless it has jalapenos on it. The only way I will eat pineapple on a pizza is if it has jalapenos, because you have to offset the sweet with spicy. All that gear. What do you... I don't even know what you're referencing there. No more Nerf guns? Haven't seen them in a while. Well, we spun down the Nerf gun thing because... so the new baby does not like being put down. She will bitch and moan. I mean, big time. She does not like being set down whatsoever. Sometimes I'll do that, like, and just leave her there and stare at her. Because I gotta break that shit. She is just a whiny little brat. Anyway, while I'm on the streams, the missus has her hands full right now. Who wants to come and have some beers in my garage bar? Look at chickens. I do. That sounds awesome. You guys see the mark on my face from range day? It's still there. I took a piece of brass to the face and it got stuck under my glasses and it burned the shit out of me. You punching holes in the drywall again? No. No, that was from, so we have, our house was built back in like 05 and we had really acidic water. And what was happening is that was eroding the copper or brass, one of the two. One of the fittings, like the L shape, the T fittings and stuff, that was eroding those over time. And it got to a point to where they were bursting like every other week. So eventually what we had to do is we had to get our entire water treatment system replaced. It's right over there. And one of those that burst was in the gym, and we're finally now getting the drywall redone. That was like 3 or 4 months ago. You can get a filter system. Oh, yeah, we have one now. Yeah, we got our water treated. So we replaced the softener. We added a thing to deal with acidity. We changed out the spin down filter. The new blue tank, the pressure tank, I guess it is. What else? New UV. There's a UV light in there. BKFC fights are good tonight. Oh, fuck. My boxing coach used to fight BKFC. Yeah. He fought Keith Richardson, and I think Keith just recently fought for the title. He's fighting this weekend. Cody is. I was gonna go, but it's down in like Kentucky, and I've gotta be soccer dad tomorrow. UFC 300 predictions? None. I'm excited to watch it, but I haven't even had a chance to really pay attention to what the card looks like right now. Wellwater? Yeah. Yeah, but Cody's a gangster, dude. You know, he takes fights with he took the fight with Keith Richardson on 48 hours notice. I mean, Cody went down the first round, but hey, dude, if you're going to take a bare knuckle fight with that was one of the main fights. That was the featured fight of the night. He took it with 48 hours notice. No camp whatsoever. The only camp he had was fucking teaching me how to throw a punch. Took it with 48 hours notice. That's a different breed of a human being. People look at that. People look at fighters from the outside looking in. They're like, oh, he got rocked. You have no idea. Any one of these dudes, even at an amateur, a good amateur level, are going to absolutely destroy you. I mean, fucking destroy you. I had my rib probably cracked. I can't be certain about that. It might have just been a bruised rib. By sparring a guy that holds the record for being knocked out fastest in the BKFC. Dude cracked I swear he cracked it. I never got it looked at, and it eventually kind of healed on its own, but there's nothing you can do with a cracked rib except for rest it. Yeah, that's respectable. Dude, 48 hours to fight Keith Richardson? That's wild. You guys can go look it up. His name's Cody Jenkins. Yeah, he went down in the first. He's not ashamed of it. He took that featured fight with 48 hours notice. And he connected a couple times with some good lefts. Went down. Folks, have you seen Roadhouse? Yeah, I did. I watched Roadhouse on Prime. Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty good. Connor was kind of awkward in it, though. Soccer dad more important? Yeah, certainly. Definitely. I mean, I feel for Cody because he always gets these B-side fights. So the way it works at the lower levels is you have your A-side fighters and your B-side fighters. The promotions at the lower levels, they have their A-side. They have their guys that they want to stack. You'll see fighters with 23-0 records. Well, they've fought absolutely fucking nobodies the whole time. That's because all of their fights have been chosen for them. Those are your A-side type fighters. And, 19 out of those 23 have all been just random dudes. You know what I mean? It's not 23 times that they were in the hardest fight of their life. Cody doesn't have a gym. Cody runs his own gym. So he doesn't have anybody that's setting up A-side fights for him. So he always ends up having to take B-side kind of mismatch fights. And it just sucks, dude. Because we live in an area where there isn't really a big kind of boxing or MMA culture. If we were closer to DC or if we were even closer to Richmond, he could probably find himself a gym, a trainer. He doesn't have a camp, but still fights, still takes fights like Keith Richardson. He almost fought Roberto Duran's son on a week's notice. If you don't know who Roberto Duran is, one of the greatest boxers of all time. His son, which isn't Roberto Duran, but his son was looking for an opponent, and Cody was like, I'll do it. Fuck it. It's a week from now. Let's go. Bro, I'll stick to the sparring ring. I'll fight you, Cody. Well, I'll fight you in the sparring ring at 80%. We're good. Mayweather was a stat packer for a lot of his career. Yeah. Yeah, a portion of it. He had some good fights. I think he lost his fight with Manny. I'm just saying. I think Manny won that fight. But I also believe that Lomachenko won hit. Anyway, I don't want to go too far down. The 80s band? What are you talking about? That's Duran Duran. No. Here, I'll show you Roberto Duran. This dude was just a nightmare. So hard to fight, so technical, such a good fighter. I want to say he's Joe Rogan's favorite fighter that he's referenced before. So much fun to watch, though. My favorite fighter is Roy Jones. I love watching Roy Jones. This is Roberto Duran. Oh, That body shot hurt. Ugh. If you've never taken like a hard body shot before, that shit does not feel good. Oh. Maybe I want to throw up. Boom, split the guard. Anyway, Cody like signed up to just fight this dude's son at one point. The thing with Roberto Duran, everybody like pays attention to the flashy fighters, you know, the Roy Jones. Roberto Duran wasn't like that. He was like a very technical fighter, but he was so good. Just it's like a whole compilation of nothing but him being an absolute badass. I grew up watching Roy Jones, and you know he's my favorite fighter. I love the way he moved. I'm a big fan right now of Ben Whitaker. If you don't know who Ben Whitaker is, watching him fight is fun, man. But I also I really enjoy very technical fighters like Devin Haney. When is Haney fighting Ryan Garcia? Haney Garcia. Is that this weekend or is that next weekend? Next weekend, the 20th. I'm excited for that fight. But then you have UFC 300 this weekend. Tyson versus Paul. Who wins? Does Tyson actually fight? Because if Mike Tyson fights, I don't give a shit how old he is. Jake Paul gets sent into another dimension. Mike Tyson is a monster. I don't give a shit how old he is. He's a monster. His last fight against Roy Jones was an exhibition, and they are friends, and I don't think that they were fighting. If Mike Tyson is there to fight and not just for the bag, I think Jake Paul gets fucking worked. If he's there for the bag, then it ends up like Paul Mayweather. Where at a certain point, Jake Paul actually says, chill, bro, it's an exhibition. Like, come on, man. God damn it. Ugh. Buddy got kicked so hard in the stomach, he puked all over the place. Fight stopped immediately. Yeah. Body shots suck. Like, everybody thinks that, like, the headshots are the things that, no, man. Like Cody and I have done full contact sparring before, and he has caught me with some headshots. That dude that hit me in the ribs, I will never forget being hit like that in my life. And I saw it coming the whole time, just didn't really think about it. You know, I'm in a high guard standing right in front of him, and he just fucking wow. And I swear it broke my ribs. Some of you might remember that. Like, I was complaining about it for months. Tyson is solid, yes. Yeah, like he's a monster. Have you guys seen his training footage? Like, if he goes in like that on Jake Paul, dude is toast. And I think that needs to fucking happen. I don't know. Maybe it's the bourbon talking. I'm just a dude, you know. Only has to walk him down one. It's kind of where I'm going. You know, he does that shift on him just a couple times, and it's toast. Will we play War Thunder again? I don't know. One of these days, I'll play War Thunder. I'm hoping to get to a point to where I'm both motivated to play a game and I have the schedule for it. Like, my schedule's just so wild lately. So crazy. Like today, I had like a 9 a.m. So normally it takes me all day to do the Funker stream, to prep all the videos, to, you know, find geolocations for them, to maybe get surrounding context like the Hermes 900. But I had two interviews I had to do today. I also had a meeting on the Funker side with NAGR. So feeling motivated to game has been tough lately. Just a dude on the internet. Yep. I happen to have a camera. Well, I have a couple cameras. I got that one. I got that one. I got 3 in there. You got hit in the head a couple times? I get hit in the head every week. I got hit in the head on Monday. Yeah. That reminds me of something. So for the first time ever, I've never had to do this. I'm normally the guy throwing and being trained, but Cody had me put on the body pad, right? I outweigh Cody by like 40 pounds, right? I'm 180. Cody's, he's a 135 to 145er. But he had me put on the body pad and run pad work for him. Bro, when you see somebody getting hit with the body pad on, it sucks. It sucks real bad. You feel a lot more of that punch than you think you would. It hurts. And all he wanted to do is throw lefts. So like, by the end of it, he was like, "All right, now it's your turn to throw." And I was like, "I'm good, dude. I'm just gonna go jump rope the rest of the time." How many episodes do we get on the History Channel? Right now, 6. So 6 have been filmed. And, dude, I'm just going to, like, make sure to reinforce this. Maybe I'm just a huge critic. I've seen the first episode, and I can see so much improvement necessary. I think for the first foray, it's pretty good. It can only improve, though. So if enough people watch it, then we can really lean into it, and I mean cover some of the real weird shit, like the giants in Afghanistan. I was talking to Clean, so Clean, the streamer, when we were out at the range day, and he was like, "Here's some shit you guys should cover." He was giving me a whole bunch of ideas. So if enough people watch the first season, they're going to want to do another, or they're going to want to continue the first season, right? And I really hope that happens because there's so much that we can cover on it. And there's only room for improvement. Let me put it that way. The Giants, the KNR Giants, yeah. What is it? The Nephilim? Nephilim? I don't know. Pronunciation is a strong suit of mine. It's on Normal TV. Normal TV, History Channel. Yeah. So are they real? Seriously, I don't know. I want to cover them on the History Channel show. I want to hit the A. All right, Scotsman. Thanks for being here for a bit. Dinner Pro. Fuck you. Fuck. Who's backing it? What do you mean? The show? History. Yeah, like. I mean, the first season has like a lot of ass behind it. And I think it's pretty good for a first try. I didn't know what I was doing. They just said, "Here's what we want to cover. Can you make sure it makes sense?" And I was like, "Well, I redlined a bunch of shit. Rudy redlined a bunch of shit. We replaced it. Then we filmed it." Yeah, I'll probably end without playing any games tonight. I got to get up early and take the kid. Not right now. I mean, maybe in the next 15, 20 minutes or so. If you guys have questions and stuff. We're just hanging out. You're an entertainer, Ronnie. That what you are. Appreciate everything you do. Well, entertainment is an important part of it. I actually talked about that in the military.com in the interview. One of the interviews today is I was like, the most important thing for me is informing about shit, right? Like that's what matters. That's what I want to do with my career. You know, I just want to learn myself and then use what I've learned to inform people about things. In the process of that, if I can, make it entertaining as well, that's exactly what I'd hope for. That's all I can hope for, is that it's entertaining. Because if you've ever sat through a PowerPoint interview and it's the driest shit ever, it might be informative, but you're not paying attention to it. Not even the slightest. Funny story. 2013, we're getting ready for my first deployment, and they're about to start talking about OPSEC. This is long before I ever started working at Funker. This OPSEC slide comes up, and all it says on it, it's got a video of just like a convoy or something, and it says, "Don't end up on Funker 530." Oh shit! I'll never forget that. At this point, set up my rifle just like yours. Nobody gonna catch me lacking. There's some changes I'd do to my rifle if I could. I'd go, if I could go back, I'd get a 14.5. Yeah, I'd 100% go. If I could go back, I'd get a 14.5. The way I pick what I run and what I have is based on my surroundings, right? I don't have a ton of guns purposefully. I could have many more. I could have, all the budget guns in the world. I have a very specific amount of guns. Like, each one of my guns has a purpose. And each one of those is purchased and built for that purpose. If I could go back on my general purpose gun, it would be to get a 14.5. Largely because I run a long can. I run an RC2, not the shorty, but the long one. And there's no real reason for me to have the extra 1.5 inches of barrel length on that. I've actually been looking at potentially selling my 16-inch Super Duty upper and getting a 14.5 URGI or Super Duty. But then I start to kind of feel like a pump, because the extra 1.5 inches isn't really all that much weight. What is it, like 4 ounces, maybe? I don't know. You play Hell Let Loose? Yeah, we used to play it all the time when I was on a little bit better of a schedule. I haven't played it in a while, though. Blue Neptune. Outstanding. Thanks for hitting the member button. That's what she said, probably. Yeah. There's an archaeologist who has a channel called Expedition Bible. Talks about the evidence of giants in Israel, including their weapons, etc. You should check it out. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Like the handgun beside you that's gathering dust? What? All of my... I don't have anything beside me. Well, I do. You just don't see it. I'm probably taking Perea there, Sammy. Let's look at the card. I want to look at the card here. Yeah, I'm probably taking Perea there. I'm taking Gagey over Max Holloway. Here. Oh, that got canceled? What the fuck? Why is that canceled? Or is it canceled? Why is it still listed here if it said it was canceled? You moved studio? Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. I used to have the Kimber next to me. I don't know enough about either of these guys. I do like Oliveira. I've watched him fight a couple times. Nothing really on that one. I'm taking Holly here. Even the prelims are so good, dude. Ethan. Thanks for hitting the member button, man. Cody Garbrandt is fighting on the prelims for this. Jesus. It's a pretty good card. That's a fun one. I'm actually pretty new, like only in the last 5 years or so to UFC. I've always watched traditional boxing. You know, that's all I really train in. I've started. I mean, I've always done like your basic BJJ shit, but I've only really just started getting into doing it a little bit more seriously. Even kicking and shit like that, I just always hated it. So when it comes to like a lot of the names, first and foremost, like when it comes to names and faces, I'm a faces guy. So I've seen faces. I'm just not great with names. A lot of these names I don't know very well. You're a UFC junkie from the beginning? Yeah, hell yeah. Is it at all any way possible to watch you and Fruity? Yeah, actually. So on the 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern, Rudy and I will be together on All Things Unexplained podcast. It'll be live, basically leading all the way up to the launch of the show. He's also going to come out here for the podcast at some point. Just got to find how that fits in his schedule. Dude's got like 4 different TV shows out right now. Every once in a while, he'll send me the best fucking boomer selfies ever. Like, let me see if I can find one here. I'm just scrolling through all the shit I don't want you to see. Like, he'll send me the best boomer selfies. Come on. Fucking around. I love it. But yeah, we'll be on All Things Unexplained at 9 p.m.
Honey, don't jiggle, jiggle. Oh, you wiggle, wiggle. Oh, this is gonna dribble. You know, not in my ear. You really have to see it.
6 feet 2 in a compact. No slide. Running bear. Fuck. Wrong button. Thanks for the 100. Holy shit, to the Fit PC, dude. I haven't even been playing any games, and I'm sorry about that. I just didn't really feel like it. 100 to the Fit PC. Some of you guys might not know what that is. Ever since I got any monetization options on any stream, I've always carved off probably at this point like 95% of what I make streaming to build or buy. It started with building or buy custom PCs for veterans. So every month there's always going to be a goal, and it's typically around $2,100. Once we hit $2,100, I go out and I buy another custom gaming PC. I used to build them myself. There's a whole reason I don't do that. But now I buy them and ship them direct to veteran charity. Too tired for Helldivers? I am, actually. I'd rather just sit here and chat with you guys. Like, I mean, that's why I stream these days anyway. It's just to engage with people. Because if we were all in, I don't know how many people are watching, might be 5, who knows. But if we were all in a room together, I'd just be in the back corner with a beer, you know, wondering when I'd go home. This is kind of my opportunity to be social. They used to have tournaments on UFC Winner. Fought like 3 guys in one night. Was different. Oh, that sounds awesome. Why'd you put a component in backwards or something? I think I distinctly remember doing that, actually, with one of the first ones too. Like I put the, I think I put the fucking fan upside down or something. It still worked because it's still about the airflow, but the logo was upside down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, in my defense, I have built all of the PCs I've streamed and gamed off of since like day one, except for that one. That's my first non-custom, non-personally built PC. So thank you to Stince for that. Left the plastic on the heatsink. I've never done anything that bad. And actually, so that PC went to a fellow now streamer. His name's Jabberwocky. It's still running. Still good. Still getting it. Fit PC 1, I think, is the one that had the the cooler upside down. Still running. He sent me a message with it, like, I don't know, about 3 months ago. It was like, hey, bro, I just wanted you to know this thing's still getting it. What's the red thing on your case? Little punching bag. My daughter got me. Take a shot, sir, for us all? No, I'm not shooting this. And I've had enough for tonight. I got to get up early. Steel Rain, thanks for the 10. Yeah, it's a little punching bag. My daughter got me for Christmas. It amuses me. Another PUBG stream would be cool. Dude, that was a lot of fun. I got to get Funker in here. We're going to have an episode 0 of the podcast, by the way, where Funker, I mean, it's on the website. You can go and find it. His name's Scott. Where Scott comes down and we film episode 0 of the podcast and talk about like the origins of Funker, where it stands today, where it's going. And I'm excited for that one. That's going to be fun. Are you a positive pressure or negative pressure guy? Normally when I build them, I guess that would be like a neutral pressure guy, right? One of them is exhaust, one is intake. Ronnie Bear, thanks for the 100, buddy. Thanks for being here for a little bit, man. You're an absolute legend. Full circle for Scott? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think it'll be an interesting conversation, you know. Is Funker 530 where you expected it to be now when you started it in 2007? I know the answer to that question already, and I can tell you that it's beyond what his expectations were, but I'd rather you hear it from him. You have to do a gun show and tell or shooting range. I've streamed that on the range live before on my Twitch. I can't do that on YouTube, but I've done that before. The last time I did that was probably over a year ago at this point. But yeah, we thought that would be an interesting one, you know. Hard to schedule. He's actually quite busy. There's a reason that he doesn't do any more streaming or anything. Funker going to be on the pod? Yeah. Yeah, we've agreed that he needs to come down to do what we will call episode 0. Because episode 1's out. Episode 2 is being recorded next week on the 18th. And then episodes like up to 10 are in scheduling. But episode 0 is going to be Scott. Still playing the guitar these days? No, no. No. The answer is no. It's right there. My Taylor is. I thought that was going to be my career at one point, but has to be like 3 hours. Well, what I was considering doing is eventually what I'd like to do is I'd like to make the Funker podcast recorded live and available live. The infrastructure just doesn't really support that right now. There's a lot more that goes into a live production, which is actually more simple than a podcast. Right, because a podcast you still have to be able to export, especially if you want to do it in like a high quality, like anything above 1080. The standard's 1080, but if you go back and look at episode 1, that's a 4K podcast, and that put a lot of strain on the equipment. But audio video quality matters very much to me. There's an issue with episode 1 though. Of all the things that could go wrong, you see that box fan behind me back there? I left the fucking box fan on so you can hear that in the background. What an idiot. Anyway, we tried cutting it out with post-production, but so the infrastructure to support, a 3+ hour podcast to be uploaded to all of the different podcasting platforms isn't really there right now. And we have to wait until we can eventually invest back into it. We have some really awesome discussions lined up, though. I mean, I'm bringing in like actual propaganda experts. I did it as an extra duty. I'm talking about bringing in like PSYOP dudes that are very senior in their career to really talk about information warfare at a level that I can only just touch on. I mean, we're bringing in, frontline dudes. So tip of the spear kinds of guys. We're bringing in geopolitical experts, just every walk of life surrounding war to try and understand it in its totality. And it takes more time than we expected to. Like, you can have the space, you can have the equipment all ready to go, but when it comes to scheduling, when it comes to, time management around it all, that's where we're running into issues right now. Yeah, I dropped the producer ball and didn't mention to turn it off. Yeah. It's the first thing Funker mentioned too. He's like, is there some white noise in the background or something? I was like, fuck. I left the fan on, didn't I? So as soon as I fired it up and listened to the audio gate opening up, you can hear it. Now, if you go back and watch it, you'll hear it. You might not have heard it in the first place, but now you will. Wayne was so great. Wayne was an awesome guest. Wayne and I continue to talk. He continues to share perspective and information. Thanks, Recon. And we were actually surprised with the reception as well. Like, I mean, we knew we had a platform that would appreciate those kinds of conversations, but it also wasn't intended to be as, intimate as it was. It was intended to be a little bit lighter, but it's really about where the guest kind of takes us. If they take us down a path that's very serious and focused, that's where it goes. If it's a little bit more light and the discussion is a little bit lighter, I don't know how else to explain that, then that's where it goes as well. But it's really about where they take us. But it's supposed to also be a discussion. There were some comments on there that were like, don't interrupt. I'm like, no, I need to ask fucking questions because I want to understand. Right? That's the purpose. Again, I don't get, if it's selfish, it's selfish. But I am there to learn. I am there to learn for myself so that I can then, as an eventuality, relay that on in the future. It's not about, an interview. It's not looked at as an interview. It's looked at as a discussion. Under most circumstances, I'm going to be in listen mode for that. But if I have a question of clarification, I'm going to ask it. It's a discussion, first and foremost. You can kind of add an interview element onto it, but that's not its intent at all. What do you think about the Colt 1911 in general? I think it's an antiquated platform with a lack of ammunition and a outdated understanding of ballistics. I have one. Well, I have a 1911. It's a Kimber. I don't shoot it and I don't carry it. What's up, Elemental? Ryan Macbeth and John Spencer on together. That might be an interesting one. What about the 2011 though? Yeah. Yeah. I'm just more of a fan of the 9mm than I am of the 45. I've kind of ranted about that in the past. So I'd hate to rant about it again. But, as time goes along, technology improves and we better understand, what the purposes of how best to use what we have, and 9mm is just modern 9mm is a better option than 45. Opinion on 10mm in PCC. I like it very much. In a handgun, I still can't be convinced that it's better than 9mm, especially from a self-defense perspective. No, I didn't shoot the Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7. I'm not really a fan of the 5.7 round as it is. I think it's too small. I don't think it. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the pros outweigh the cons of it. Speaking to that, like at a level beyond that, would be difficult right now, though. Best striker fire? That would be the Glock, probably, right? I mean, that's what I carry. That's like, I carry a G48 as my go-to. For years, I carried an MR920. I like Canex, though. I've got a Canek on the wall. The bottom gun there is a Canek. The trigger on the Canek is so much better than the Glock. Curious what your best 1 mile run and your 100 meter is. I can't give you my best 1 mile run. I can give you my best 2 mile run. My best 2 mile run was somewhere around 13:30. I'm not really a runner. My most recent, I have on a PT card here, was 14 something. Stand by. I'll tell you. I got my ACFT card. It's pretty good. I got a 574 on it. So all above 90th percentile. Like 1430 or something is my most recent 2 mile. But the way the ACFT does it is your 2 miles your last event. So you've already done your sprint drag, you've already done your ball throw, hand release, all that stuff. 1422 was my most recent 2 mile. Well, recorded 2 mile. I run 2 miles 2 or 3 times a week. Your duty pistol's a 9mm, makes sense. Yeah, I just I bought in, hook, line, and sinker. Back in 2014 when the FBI did the evaluation of the 40 versus the 9mm, it just made a whole lot of sense to me. That they weighted penetration and shot placement just so much higher than temporary or permanent wound cavity. That makes sense. But let's see. My ACFT was the max you can go on the deadlift is 340, so that's what I pulled. I mean, I'm pretty sure I just put up a video of my max on the deadlift is 430 is the furthest I've gone. I don't think I can pull 430 now, but I did just pull 375 for 3, which isn't a whole lot of weight, but I mean, it's better than nothing. So I maxed the deadlift. I technically maxed the ball throw, but I maxed it on a 3rd attempt and forgot that you only get 2 attempts. So I got 12-1, which is 96 out of 100. And then the hand release, I got 91 out of 100. So I did 45 of them, but I tore my labrum. So my left labrum is torn right now. Yeah, I have to get that looked at. Sprint drag carry, I did 1:45, which is 92 out of 100. The plank, I held the plank for 318, which is a 98. And the run, I did in 1422, which is a 98. Got his and hers Canik. The missus doesn't like the Canik. She likes the MR920. A lot. I got the Canik specifically in the hopes that she might enjoy shooting that more, but need to get that fixed ASAP. Yeah, so it's a long-running issue. I used to have to get cortisone shots in it. So it's been torn for a long time, but I really screwed it up again. I finished out and, did really well, but Now I'm in the VA process to get it looked at because it retore during that. I max deadlift, sprint drag carry, standing ball throw, do good on push-ups and plank. I just hate running. Yeah, I hate the sprint drag carry. I'd rather drag my face across the asphalt than do that shit again. I don't like it. It's the best event in my mind of like explosive fitness, but wow, until you do that and really try and push it, man, that sucks. Overall, I think all of us are here since the debut of Funky. You'd be surprised. There's actually quite a few of you that were here, you know, watching here, playing games with me all the way back to like 2018. Mosen's been here since 2018, bro. Yeah. I currently have a torn labrum and it sucks. It really sucks like sparring right now. I can't throw, you know, anything other than like a 45 degree hook with my left right now. And that sucks because as an orthodox guy, I'm a lefty and I still fight orthodox. So I can't get my shoulder up and forward. I can't go forward from here. Well, it's let me a little bit today. But I can't throw like a traditional left. I have to throw a 45, and that's very limiting. It sucks a lot. I can still jab. You know, I can do anything I want with my right, but I can't. Each torn labrum is going to be different for people. I can't go forward, you know, here. Especially not, yeah, see, it's already hurting. Especially not like this. I can't go forward. Anyway, guys, I'm done for the night. It's 9:30. We sat here and chatted for, I don't know, what was that? An hour and a half? Almost 2 hours? Thanks for hanging out with me for a bit. Sorry I didn't play games for those that were expecting some games tonight. I streamed to hang out, you know. But Tuesday, I think, because I don't think Chuck, our guest, yeah, our guest doesn't arrive until Wednesday, so we should be able to still stream Tuesday. Yeah, so I'll see you Tuesday night for some games, hopefully. I'm going to go eat some tacos. I think the missus made tacos, and I'm going to watch some of Fallout, then go be soccer dad over the weekend. I will say something. Something I'm going to be talking about quite a bit is the TV show. Something I don't like. I don't know. I feel weird talking about it that much. It's just so exciting. You know, I grew up watching Ermy on Mail Call, and holy shit. That's crazy to me. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and eat some dinner and watch Fallout. Hopefully I enjoy that. But be good. Go be great. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of the Funker team. Thanks for continuing to watch that. We appreciate you. That's all I can say. I love you.
Good night, ladies.
Bye-bye.